Hello, and welcome to the Sleepy Science Facts. I'm truly glad you're here with me tonight. Forests are some of the most remarkable places on Earth. They are far more than gatherings of trees. They are living systems that breathe, expand, and quietly shape the air we rely on every moment. Some forests are so immense that they create their own weather patterns. Some trees have been alive since long before the first pyramids rose from the desert sands. And beneath the forest floor, hidden fungal networks allow trees to exchange signals, sharing information through the darkness below. In the Amazon, more species coexist than anywhere else on the planet. In the frozen taiga, forests stretch endlessly across continents, storing more carbon than all the world's oil reserves combined. And high in the mist-covered cloud forests, water drips directly from the sky onto waiting leaves. Forests are ancient, powerful, and endlessly full of surprises. And tonight, we will gently wander through 100 fascinating truths about them. If you enjoy these calm journeys, you're welcome to like the video, subscribe, or leave a quiet thought in the comments. Each small gesture helps another curious, sleepy soul find their way here. But for now, there is nothing you need to do at all. Let your shoulders relax. Let your breathing settle into its own natural rhythm. Imagine the hush of a forest at dusk, when the light slowly fades and the canopy closes softly overhead. And when you're ready, we can begin. The largest living organism on Earth is not a whale, a coral reef, or a towering tree. It is a forest fungus. Hidden beneath the soil of Oregon's Blue Mountains lies something almost unimaginable. At first glance, the forest above appears ordinary, scattered with trees, needles, and fallen leaves. Yet below the surface stretches an enormous living web. Fine threads of a single fungus weave through the earth, connecting roots and soil across miles. This organism, known as Armillaria ostoya, covers nearly 4 square miles and is believed to be thousands of years old. While its mushrooms briefly appear above ground, the true body of the fungus remains hidden below, formed by a vast lattice of microscopic filaments called mycelium. Scientists consider it the largest living organism ever discovered. What makes it extraordinary is not only its size, but its quiet persistence. Year after year, it slowly spreads beneath the forest, feeding, connecting, and enduring. It reminds us that some of the greatest forms of life exist out of sight, immense yet unseen. The Amazon rainforest alone holds roughly 10% of all known species on Earth. Often called the crown jewel of the planet's ecosystems, the Amazon earns this title for good reason. Spanning 9 countries, its immense green expanse shelters an astonishing portion of Earth's life. 1 out of every 10 known species makes its home there. Millions of plants, animals, insects, and fungi share space beneath its towering canopy. Jaguars move silently across the forest floor, while pink river dolphins glide through winding waterways. Ant colonies cultivate underground fungal gardens, and orchids cling to branches far above the ground. Scientists believe that thousands, perhaps even millions of species remain undiscovered within its depths. The Amazon is not simply diverse, it is layered with life from its dark soils to its sunlit treetops. To walk through it is to step into a living encyclopedia, unfolding page by page with every sound, movement, and leaf. The boreal forest stores nearly twice as much carbon as all the world's known oil reserves. Stretching like a green crown across Canada, Russia, and Scandinavia, the boreal forest may not receive as much attention as the Amazon, but its influence on the planet is immense. Beneath its endless stretches of spruce, pine, and larch lies one of Earth's greatest carbon storehouses. Much of this carbon is locked away in cold soils and wetlands, preserved in slowly decaying layers of moss and peat. Scientists estimate that the boreal forest contains almost double the carbon held in all known oil reserves combined. This vast biome acts as a powerful brake on climate change, quietly absorbing and storing carbon for centuries. Yet warming temperatures now threaten to thaw permafrost, risking the release of this ancient carbon back into the atmosphere. In many ways, the boreal forest is like a sealed vault, and the future of Earth's climate depends on keeping it closed. The Amazon rainforest does not simply receive rain, it creates it. When most people imagine rainforests, they picture storms rolling in from distant oceans. But the Amazon works differently. It actively generates its own rainfall. Each day, countless trees draw water from deep within the soil and release it into the air through tiny pores in their leaves. This invisible moisture rises skyward, gathering into thick clouds that eventually burst and fall back as rain. Scientists call this process evapotranspiration. In the Amazon, it forms an atmospheric river that recycles water again and again over the forest itself. A single large tree can release hundreds of gallons of water into the air every day. Without this constant cycle, the forest would dry and collapse. With it, the Amazon sustains its own climate, feeding rivers, nurturing storms, and even sending moisture thousands of miles away, as far as the American Midwest. It is a self-sustaining engine of life, a forest that drinks and rains in the same breath. Some trees communicate with one another through underground fungal networks. Beneath nearly every forest lies a hidden communication system. Fine threads of fungi link tree roots together in an immense interconnected web. Scientists often call it the wood wide web because it allows trees to exchange information and resources beneath the soil. Through these networks, a shaded sapling can receive nutrients from a larger, healthier tree nearby. When insects attack one tree, chemical signals may travel through the fungi, warning others to strengthen their defenses. Some trees even act as mother trees, directing energy toward younger seedlings to help them survive. This is not communication in the human sense, but it is cooperation carried out molecule by molecule underground. What appears to be a silent forest is actually alive with exchange, flowing through sugars, chemicals, and living threads. The forest, it turns out, is far more connected than it seems. Some of the oldest trees on Earth began growing before the pyramids were built. High in the mountains of California and Nevada stand trees whose lives stretch deep into prehistory. Bristlecone pines, shaped by centuries of wind and snow, are the oldest known individual living organisms on Earth. Some are nearly 5,000 years old. They were already ancient when the first pyramids rose in Egypt. They have endured droughts, fires, freezing winters, and the rise and fall of civilizations. Their secret is not speed, but patience. Bristlecone pines grow so slowly that even after thousands of years, many remain no taller than a modest house. Their wood is dense, resin-rich, and resistant to decay. To stand before one is to look at a living witness to nearly all of recorded human history, a reminder that time flows differently for trees. The Amazon rainforest may be approaching a dangerous tipping point. For all its vastness, the Amazon is fragile. Scientists warn that continued deforestation and climate change may push it toward a point of collapse. As trees disappear and the air grows drier, parts of the rainforest could shift into a savanna-like landscape. This transformation would mean fewer trees, less rainfall, and the breakdown of the forest's self-sustaining cycles. Already, some regions of the Amazon emit more carbon than they absorb, reversing its ancient role as a carbon sink. If the forest crosses this threshold, billions of tons of stored carbon could be released into the atmosphere, accelerating global warming. At the same time, countless species would lose their homes. The fate of the Amazon would ripple far beyond South America, reshaping climate systems across the planet. Even the mightiest ecosystems depend on delicate balances. The Congo rainforest stores more carbon than the United States emits in a decade. Second in size only to the Amazon, the Congo rainforest is often overlooked. Yet its role in stabilizing Earth's climate is enormous. Beneath its dense canopy lies one of the planet's greatest carbon reserves. The forest and its vast peatlands store more than 80 billion tons of carbon. That is more than the United States releases through fossil fuel use over 10 years. Much of this carbon is trapped in soggy, oxygen-poor soils where decomposition happens slowly. Rising temperatures and human disturbance now threaten to unlock this buried storehouse. Scientists warn that if these peatlands dry out, the resulting carbon release would be catastrophic. For now, the Congo stands as one of Earth's quiet guardians, a green stronghold holding back the tide of climate change. The tallest trees on Earth grow higher than a football field is long. Stand at the base of a coastal redwood in California and look upward. The tree seems to stretch endlessly toward the sky. Some redwoods exceed 370 feet in height, making them the tallest living organisms on the planet. To imagine their scale, picture a football field standing upright. The tree rises even higher than that. Their crowns sway in winds that never reach the ground, and entire ecosystems thrive in their upper branches, including mosses, ferns, and even small salamanders. Redwoods grow in fog-drenched groves along the Pacific coast, where they drink moisture directly from the air. Despite their immense size, they survive only within a narrow range of climate. They stand as living monuments, reaching for the sky with quiet endurance unmatched anywhere else on Earth. Redwoods can live for more than 2,000 years. These towering giants are not only the tallest trees on Earth, but also among the longest living. Some individual redwoods have stood in place for over 2 millennia, silently witnessing the unfolding of human history. Their bark is thick and fibrous, naturally resistant to insects and fire, allowing them to survive where many other trees would perish. When wildfires sweep through their groves, the flames often clear away competing plants, while leaving the redwoods standing. Their roots, though surprisingly shallow, intertwine with those of neighboring trees, forming a shared network that stabilizes the entire forest. In this way, a redwood grove becomes more than a collection of individuals. It becomes a single ancient community. Walking among them feels like stepping into a living cathedral, where pillars rise into mist and time itself seems to slow. High in mountainous regions where clouds drift constantly through the trees, cloud forests drink directly from the sky. These forests are wrapped in near-perpetual fog. Their leaves and moss-covered branches are specially adapted to capture moisture from the air itself. Tiny droplets gather on every surface, dripping steadily to the forest floor, even when no rain falls. This ability allows cloud forests to survive in places where rainfall alone would not be enough. The water they collect feeds streams and rivers that flow down into valleys below, supporting ecosystems and human communities alike. To walk through a cloud forest is to move inside a living cloud, where every leaf glistens and the air feels thick with quiet life. Some forests glow softly at night with bioluminescent life. In certain places after dark, an otherworldly light appears among the trees. Small mushrooms scattered across rotting logs emit a gentle green glow. This phenomenon, known as bioluminescence, is produced by chemical reactions within the fungi. The light is thought to attract insects, helping spread spores and ensure reproduction. In tropical forests, entire patches of undergrowth can shimmer faintly, transforming the forest floor into something that feels almost dreamlike. Fireflies add to the effect, flashing between branches like drifting sparks. For centuries, people described these glowing forests as enchanted. Today, scientists study the chemistry behind the light, yet to the human eye, it still feels like magic. A reminder that even after sunset, forests find ways to shine. Fire is not always an enemy of forests. In many ecosystems, it is an essential part of life. Pine forests in North America and eucalyptus groves in Australia rely on periodic fires to remain healthy. Flames clear away dense undergrowth, return nutrients to the soil, and trigger certain trees to release their seeds. Some pine cones are sealed with resin and will only open in the intense heat of fire. Afterward, ash-rich soil creates ideal conditions for new growth. Animals have adapted as well. Some birds follow smoke plumes, hunting insects fleeing the flames. While human interference can turn fires into disasters, in their natural rhythm, forest fires act as renewal rather than destruction. They are pauses that allow ecosystems to reset and begin again. In the aftermath of fire, forests often burst back to life. Though blackened ground may appear lifeless, many seeds lie waiting beneath the ash. Some have waited years for the heat of fire to break open their protective shells. Others respond to chemicals in smoke that signal the right moment to grow. Within weeks of a blaze, the forest floor can turn green with seedlings that could not have sprouted otherwise. Fire becomes a catalyst, clearing space, letting sunlight reach the soil, and awakening a new generation of life. In forests, cycles of life and death are sometimes written in flame. Some trees can survive being struck by lightning. When lightning tears through a forest, The sound and force can be terrifying. Many trees split or burn, yet some endure. Thick bark can guide electricity along the outside of the trunk, protecting the living tissue within. Moisture inside the tree can help the current pass quickly without destroying the core. Over time, trees may even heal around the scars. Dark, spiral streaks remain in the bark, marking where lightning once traveled. These trees stand as quiet records of storms endured, reminders of resilience in the face of nature's raw power. In the frozen taiga, trees can split apart in extreme cold. The taiga, the largest forest biome on Earth, stretches across Siberia, Canada, and Scandinavia. Winter temperatures can plunge below -60 degrees Fahrenheit. In such conditions, the water inside tree trunks can freeze so rapidly that it expands faster than the wood can withstand. The result is a sudden rupture, sometimes loud enough to sound like a gunshot. In rare cases, parts of the trunk can burst outward, giving rise to the idea of trees exploding in the cold. While many trees have adaptations to survive freezing, even these defenses have limits. The taiga is a place where survival constantly tests the boundaries of endurance. Not all forest fires burn visibly. In some forests, fires can smolder underground for years. In peat-rich soils, flames may creep slowly beneath the surface long after the forest above appears calm. These so-called zombie fires can persist through winter, buried under snow, only to re-emerge in warmer months. They release large amounts of carbon into the atmosphere and are notoriously difficult to extinguish. Water rarely penetrates deeply enough to put them out. The smell of smoke can drift for miles, confusing those who see no flames. These hidden fires remind us that forests can hold both creation and destruction far longer than we realize. Forests do not just endure lightning, they help create it. As trees release water vapor into the air, they feed the growth of storm clouds overhead. Inside these clouds, particles of ice and water collide, building electrical charges. Dense, humid forests like the Amazon are especially effective at fueling such storms. Thousands of lightning strikes can occur in a single night across the basin. Some studies suggest that chemicals released by trees influence how storm clouds form and behave. In this way, forests are not passive backdrops beneath the sky, but active participants in atmospheric drama. During past ice ages, some forests remained green. When glaciers covered much of the northern hemisphere, certain pockets of forest survived in sheltered regions. These refuges became sanctuaries of life in an otherwise frozen world. When the ice retreated, forests spread outward once more. Genetic studies of modern trees reveal traces of these ancient refuges, lineages stretching back tens of thousands of years. Without them, many species would have vanished forever. They are proof that even in the harshest climates, life finds ways to endure. Beneath the ice of Antarctica lie the remains of ancient forests. Today, Antarctica is a frozen desert, but over 200 million years ago, it supported dense forests of towering trees. Fossilized trunks, roots, and leaves, preserved beneath rock and ice, reveal a lost green world. Some of these forests endured months of darkness in winter and constant daylight in summer. These discoveries show how dramatically Earth's climate and continents have changed. Where glaciers now stand, forests once thrived. The Amazon River once flowed in the opposite direction. Today, it carries water eastward to the Atlantic, But millions of years ago, it flowed west toward the Pacific. As the Andes Mountains rose, they blocked the river's path. Over time, the flow reversed, reshaping floodplains and ecosystems. This transformation fed the soils that would support the modern rainforest. Without this shift, the Amazon as we know it would not exist. Even the mightiest rivers follow the deeper rhythms of the planet. In some forests, rain almost never reaches the ground. In certain rainforests, the canopy above is so dense that falling rain is captured long before it touches the soil. Layers of leaves and branches intercept the water, holding it high in the air. Plants, known as epiphytes, grow directly on tree trunks and limbs, drawing moisture from mist and trapped rainfall rather than from the ground. For countless animals, this upper world becomes home. Small streams, pools, and hidden reservoirs form among the branches, creating entire ecosystems suspended above the forest floor. Scientists who climb into these canopies often describe the experience as entering a separate continent floating overhead. Meanwhile, the soil below can remain dry for days, even as storms rage above. These forests show that rain does not always fall downward. Sometimes it is caught, held, and shared long before it ever reaches the earth. Rainforests are capable of creating thunderstorms from within themselves. Thunder rumbling over a rainforest does not always arrive from distant weather systems. In places like the Amazon, the forest actively fuels its own storms. Through evapotranspiration, billions of trees release enormous volumes of water vapor into the sky. This moisture builds thick, unstable clouds that often burst into afternoon thunderstorms, complete with lightning and heavy rain. These storms feed the trees, which then release even more moisture, keeping the cycle alive. The scale is astonishing. The Amazon alone sends billions of tons of water into the atmosphere each year, sustaining its own weather patterns. In this way, the rainforest is not just shaped by climate, it helps create it. Forests can generate their own winds. Wind is usually thought of as a global force driven by oceans and large-scale atmospheric circulation. Yet forests, especially vast ones, can produce local and regional winds of their own. As sunlight warms the canopy, hot air rises above it, drawing cooler air inward. This creates gentle but persistent breezes that circulate through and around the forest. Leaves further shape airflow, slowing and stirring it as it passes. In massive rainforests, these effects can influence weather patterns far beyond the forest's edge. Stand in a clearing, and you may feel it. A soft breath of air born not from the sea or sky, but from the living architecture of trees. Tropical forests release immense rivers of invisible water vapor. Forests do not breathe only oxygen and carbon dioxide. They also breathe water. A single large tropical tree can release hundreds of gallons of water vapor into the air each day. Multiply this by billions of trees, and vast atmospheric rivers begin to form. In the Amazon, these rivers of vapor can stretch for thousands of miles, carrying moisture across continents. They help drive rainfall far from the forest itself, supporting agriculture and ecosystems in distant regions. Scientists sometimes describe the Amazon as a giant humidifier, pumping life-giving moisture into the sky. The roots reach deep into the earth, while the leaves reach just as far into the atmosphere, blurring the boundary between land and air. Forests release tiny particles that help form clouds far away. Along with water vapor, trees emit microscopic particles called aerosols. These come from plant chemicals, soil organisms, and drifting microorganisms. In the atmosphere, aerosols act as seeds around which water droplets gather, forming clouds. Some of these clouds travel thousands of miles before releasing rain. In this way, a forest's breath can influence rainfall on other continents. Scientists have traced aerosols from the Amazon to cloud formation over the Atlantic Ocean. Forests do not stop at their borders. Their influence stretches outward, linking distant lands through invisible threads of air and water. The scent of pine trees is connected to climate. That crisp, refreshing smell you notice in a pine forest is more than pleasant. Pine trees release organic compounds called terpenes, which give forests their distinctive fragrance. Once in the air, these molecules can react with sunlight and other chemicals to form particles that influence cloud formation. By altering how sunlight interacts with the atmosphere, they can contribute to a slight cooling effect. Breathing in the scent of pine means participating in a process that reaches far beyond the forest itself, from the comfort of a woodland walk to the vast balance of Earth's climate. Forests can cool entire regions by several degrees. Step into a forest on a hot day, and the temperature drop is immediate. Shade plays a role, but the cooling runs deeper. As trees release water vapor through transpiration, heat is absorbed during evaporation. This natural cooling system can lower temperatures by several degrees, creating vital microclimates. On a larger scale, expansive forests influence regional weather and help stabilize climate patterns. In a warming world, this cooling effect is not merely comforting, it is essential. Forests act as natural thermostats, quietly easing the planet's rising heat. Forests help keep the polar regions frozen. Though it may seem strange, tropical forests are connected to the icy poles. Moisture and heat released from forests shape atmospheric circulation across hemispheres. Forests also store massive amounts of carbon, preventing greenhouse gases from accelerating polar warming. Boreal forests near the Arctic further insulate permafrost and shade snow-covered ground. The fate of forests and the fate of polar ice are tightly linked. What happens in Earth's green belts ripples outward to its frozen edges. Forests influence global wind patterns. By pumping water vapor into the air, forests create pressure differences that help drive winds across continents. This process, sometimes called the biotic pump, draws moist air inland from oceans. Without it, many interior regions could dry into deserts. Research suggests forests influence not just local breezes, but large-scale atmospheric circulation, shaping storm paths and jet streams. Leaves swaying in one place can influence weather thousands of miles away. Forests are not passengers in Earth's climate system. They help steer it. Some trees release chemicals that affect human mood and health. If you have ever felt calmer walking among trees, it may not be your imagination. Many trees emit airborne compounds known as phytoncides, which help protect them from insects and disease. When humans inhale these substances, studies show they can reduce stress hormones, lower blood pressure, and even support immune function. This is why forest bathing, a practice developed in Japan, is used as a therapeutic approach. Forest air is not only rich in oxygen, it carries subtle chemistry that soothes the human body. Forest sounds can reduce stress in the human brain. Close your eyes in a forest, and sound becomes the main experience. Leaves rustling, birds calling, insects humming, water dripping. Research shows these natural soundscapes can lower cortisol levels and slow heart rate. Unlike urban noise, forest sounds are rhythmic and predictable, which the brain interprets as safe. This shifts the nervous system toward relaxation. Some hospitals even use forest recordings to aid recovery. Yet nothing compares to the layered chorus of a living forest. Listening feels like resetting the mind. Forests can subtly change the color of the atmosphere. On hazy days, distant forests can appear wrapped in a faint blue glow. This effect is real. Trees release compounds that scatter sunlight, shifting the color of the air itself. In places like the Appalachian Mountains, this phenomenon gives rise to names like the Blue Ridge. What you see is not just distance or mist, but the breath of forests altering how light moves through the atmosphere. At night, the sky above a forest can glow with light invisible to human eyes. Step into a forest after dark, and the blackness may feel complete, yet high above the canopy, the atmosphere emits faint bands of energy known as air glow. This glow is created by chemical reactions far above the Earth's surface. Forested regions often have little light pollution, making this subtle radiation easier to detect with sensitive instruments. For certain insects and nocturnal animals, this faint illumination may actually be visible, helping guide their movement through the night. Even when we perceive total darkness, the forest sky hums quietly with unseen light, adding another layer of mystery to nights beneath the trees. Forest air is filled with microscopic particles released by trees. Every breath taken in a forest contains more than oxygen alone. The air carries fine droplets of water vapor, organic compounds, spores, pollen, and countless tiny particles shed by leaves and soil. These particles drift upward to help shape clouds or settle back into the ground, feeding the forest once again. Some even serve as the starting points for raindrops, meaning the air itself helps decide when and where rain will fall. This is one reason forest air often feels fresher and cleaner than urban air. To breathe it in is to become part of an invisible exchange of chemistry and life that extends far beyond the trees you see. A single teaspoon of forest soil contains billions of living organisms. Beneath fallen leaves and soft moss lies an unseen universe. In just a small scoop of forest soil, billions of bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and tiny nematodes thrive. Many of these organisms are still unknown to science. Together, they break down organic matter, recycle nutrients, feed tree roots, and protect plants from disease. Without this microscopic workforce, the towering forest above would collapse. In many ways, the greatest diversity of a forest exists not in its birds or mammals, but in the living world beneath our feet. Forests breathe in daily rhythms. They do not only inhale and exhale across seasons, they follow a daily cycle tied to the sun. At night, when photosynthesis pauses, soil and roots release carbon dioxide, allowing it to build up near the forest floor. During daylight, trees absorb that carbon again as sunlight fuels their growth. This steady rhythm is so reliable that scientists can measure the time of day in a forest simply by tracking carbon levels. The entire ecosystem keeps a quiet heartbeat, rising and falling with each sunrise and sunset. In some forests, insects outnumber leaves. Leaves may seem endless, carpeting branches and ground alike. Yet in certain tropical forests, insects exist in even greater numbers. Ants march in vast colonies. Termites build towering mounds. Beetles of every shape and color crawl through bark and soil. A single hectare of rainforest may contain tens of thousands of insect species. Many have never been studied or named. These insects pollinate plants, recycle nutrients, and feed countless animals. Without them, the forest would unravel. Their sheer abundance makes them the hidden engine of forest life. Some forest plants trap and consume insects. Forests are not only filled with insects, they are also home to plants that feed on them. Carnivorous plants, such as pitcher plants and sundews, lure insects with scent, color, or sticky surfaces. Once trapped, the insects are digested, providing nutrients scarce in forest soil. In some tropical regions, pitcher plants grow large enough to capture frogs or small mammals. These adaptations reveal how competition drives creativity in nature. Even in quiet understories, survival unfolds in unexpected ways. Forests harbor vast numbers of undiscovered viruses. Deep in forest soils, water pools, and within the bodies of animals and insects, viruses exist in numbers beyond imagination. Many remain unknown to science. Some help regulate microbial populations, quietly shaping ecosystems. Others may one day inspire medical breakthroughs or new technologies. Forests act as reservoirs of genetic diversity, and viruses are part of that hidden archive. Though some cause disease, many exist peacefully, interacting with hosts without harm. Beneath every leaf and root, unseen forces are at work. Rainforest canopies can be as dense as concrete. In tropical forests, the canopy forms a tightly woven layer of branches and leaves high overhead. In some places, less than 1% of sunlight reaches the forest floor. Water and falling debris are often stopped before they ever touch the ground. This living ceiling keeps the understory cool and humid, creating stable conditions below. Many plants and animals spend their entire lives in the canopy, never descending to the soil. For them, the treetops are the true forest. Forest canopies hold entire miniature worlds. High above the ground, mosses, orchids, and bromeliads cling to branches, forming tiny gardens that collect water in their leaves. These pools become homes for frogs, insects, and small creatures. Birds and monkeys leap through this layered world, while insects tunnel through living wood. Scientists exploring the canopy often describe it as stepping into another planet. This aerial realm doubles the surface area of the forest, stacking habitats above one another in vertical layers of life. In rainforests, the canopy may contain more species than the forest floor. While it might seem that most life exists near the ground, many rainforests hold greater biodiversity above. Insects, birds, reptiles, and mammals thrive in the treetops. Scientists estimate that more than half of rainforest species may live almost entirely in the canopy. For these creatures, the forest floor is a distant layer, rarely visited, while the canopy is a bustling city in the sky. Beneath this dense ceiling, the forest floor receives almost no sunlight. In many rainforests, less than 1% of sunlight filters down. Plants here adapt with wide leaves and slow growth. Some bloom directly from trunks to catch passing light. The shaded environment stays cool and damp, perfect for fungi and decomposers that recycle fallen material. The forest floor may appear quiet, but it is alive with constant movement. In crowded forests, some trees may never see direct sunlight. Saplings can spend decades growing in deep shade, surviving on faint filtered light. Some wait patiently for centuries. When an older tree falls and sunlight breaks through, these waiting plants surge upward, seizing their moment. In forests, even fallen trees create opportunity. Growth and loss are tightly linked. In certain forests, darkness can feel like night, even at noon. Thick canopies block so much light that the forest floor remains dim throughout the day. Animals here rely more on sound, scent, and vibration than sight. Some insects glow faintly. Decomposition moves quickly in the warm, humid shadows. For the creatures that live here, darkness is normal, and time itself seems to move more slowly beneath the leaves. Some forests hide ancient human structures beneath their trees. Forests are not only shaped by nature, they also quietly guard traces of human history. In the Amazon, advanced laser scanning has revealed vast ancient cities concealed beneath dense vegetation. Roads, canals, and large settlements once flourished where trees now stand. In Cambodia, the ruins of Angkor were swallowed by jungle for centuries before being rediscovered. Stone temples, forgotten villages, and lost trade routes can remain hidden for millennia as roots grow over walls and moss softens carved stone. Forests preserve these remnants while keeping them out of sight, blurring the boundary between human history and the natural world. Inside forest tree hollows, entire ecosystems can exist. A hollow in the trunk of an old tree may look empty at first glance, but it often holds a thriving world. Rainwater pools inside, forming tiny ponds where insects, frogs, and even small crabs live. Birds nest in sheltered cavities. Bats and squirrels find refuge from predators. Microorganisms break down decaying wood, recycling nutrients back into the tree itself. Each hollow becomes a self-contained ecosystem, operating on a miniature scale. These hidden spaces remind us that forests function from the vast to the microscopic. Bamboo forests can grow with astonishing speed. Bamboo is technically a grass, yet in forests where it dominates, it grows faster than nearly any other plant. Some species can shoot upward almost a meter in a single day. Within weeks, slender shoots become towering green pillars. Bamboo forests support animals such as red pandas, golden monkeys, and giant pandas, which rely almost entirely on bamboo for food. Humans also depend on bamboo for building, textiles, and nourishment. Its rapid growth makes it one of the most renewable resources on Earth. Walking through a bamboo forest feels rhythmic, as tall stalks sway and creak softly in the wind. Some rainforest trees produce flowers directly from their trunks. This unusual strategy, called cauliflory, allows animals to pollinate flowers without climbing high into the canopy. Bats, monkeys, and rodents can reach blossoms and fruits growing straight from the bark. One famous example is the cacao tree, the source of chocolate. Heavy fruits hang from trunks like ornaments on a living column. This adaptation fits perfectly within the dense vertical world of the rainforest, where access can be more important than height. The Amazon's trees release vast amounts of oxygen into the atmosphere. Often called the lungs of the earth, the Amazon plays a significant role in global oxygen exchange. Billions of leaves absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen each day through photosynthesis. While much of that oxygen is used again within the forest itself, the scale of the process is enormous. Rainforest trees, rising high into the sky, contribute more oxygen exchange than all the world's grasslands combined. The air we breathe is tied to the quiet daily work of these forests. Forests play a critical role in maintaining Earth's oxygen balance. Oceans are powerful oxygen producers, but forests are equally essential. Through layered canopies of leaves, forests absorb carbon and release oxygen continuously. At the same time, animals, microbes, and plants consume oxygen, creating a balanced cycle. Forests stabilize this exchange, ensuring the atmosphere remains suitable for life. Without them, Earth's oxygen system would become unstable, affecting every breathing creature. Some trees store water inside their trunks. In regions where drought is common, certain trees survive by holding water within their wood. Baobab trees are famous for this ability. Their swollen trunks can store thousands of liters of water, sustaining both wildlife and humans through dry seasons. Other tropical species use similar strategies, acting as living reservoirs. These trees help stabilize ecosystems during periods of scarcity, quietly guarding water when it is most needed. Forests store more fresh water than all the world's lakes combined. Much of this water is hidden underground, held in soils and aquifers that forests help replenish. Tree canopies slow rainfall, allowing it to soak gently into the ground instead of rushing away. Roots guide water downward, refilling underground reserves. Wetlands and peatlands lock water in place for centuries. These hidden stores supply drinking water, irrigation, and climate stability for billions of people. Forests influence the chemistry of the oceans. Though they may seem separate, forests and oceans are deeply connected. Nutrients washed from forest soils flow into rivers, which carry them to the sea. These nutrients feed plankton, forming the base of marine food webs. Forests also influence how much carbon dioxide dissolves in seawater through their role in the global carbon cycle. Even airborne particles released by trees can affect cloud cover and rainfall over oceans, shaping salinity and chemistry. The health of the sea begins, in part, beneath forest canopies far inland. Rain changes as it passes through a forest. Rainfall that falls through leaves and branches absorbs chemicals released by trees. Organic acids, sugars, and antimicrobial compounds alter the water before it reaches the ground. This process, known as throughfall, creates a unique chemical signature for each forest. The altered rain nourishes soil microbes, feeds seedlings, and sometimes discourages competing plants. Trees do not simply receive rain. They transform it, making each shower part of the forest's internal dialogue. Some forest rivers turn dark from leaf chemicals. In parts of the Amazon and other tropical regions, rivers appear black or tea-colored. This is not pollution, but the result of tannins released from decaying leaves. As water flows through organic rich soil, it absorbs these natural compounds. The result is clear but dark water that supports specialized ecosystems. Fish and plants living in these rivers are adapted to their unique chemistry. Floating along such a river feels calm and otherworldly, as if the forest itself has dissolved into the water. Forest leaves can carry traces of distant oceans. Tiny salt particles lifted from crashing waves can travel hundreds or even thousands of miles on the wind. Eventually, they settle on forest leaves far inland. Scientists have found traces of ocean salt on foliage deep within continents. These particles influence how leaves absorb moisture and interact with sunlight. In this subtle way, forests breathe not only local air, but whispers carried from distant seas. Leaves in forests can change color without the arrival of autumn. In temperate regions, shifting leaf colors signal the approach of fall. But in tropical forests, leaves can change hue at any time of year. Young leaves often emerge red or orange, acting as natural sunscreen that protects them from intense sunlight until they mature. Other species change color to signal insects or divert herbivores away from tender growth. At times, entire stretches of canopy can glow with sudden patches of crimson, yellow, or purple, even when seasons remain unchanged. These constant transitions are part of survival, not seasonality. The forest is always in motion, quietly renewing itself in color. Forests guide the migration of birds across the globe. For countless bird species, forests serve as resting points on long journeys spanning continents. Migratory birds depend on forest habitats to refuel, rest, and find shelter from predators and storms. The timing of fruiting trees often aligns perfectly with migration schedules, providing energy exactly when it is needed most. Even birds that do not live in forests year-round rely on them during these critical passages. When forests disappear, migration routes can collapse. The songs heard each spring are not just local voices, but echoes of distant forests linked together across hemispheres. Forest elephants shape the structure of African forests. In the Congo Basin, forest elephants act as powerful architects of their environment. As they move through dense vegetation, they open pathways that allow light to reach the forest floor. By feeding on fruit, they carry seeds over great distances, depositing them in nutrient-rich soil. Some tree species can only germinate after passing through an elephant's digestive system. Over time, elephants influence which trees dominate and how dense the canopy becomes. Without them, forests would grow more crowded and less diverse. These animals are not just inhabitants, they are engineers, shaping ecosystems with every step. Forests rely on bats and birds to spread new life. Trees cannot travel, but their seeds can. Bats feed on fruit at night, scattering seeds across wide areas as they fly. Birds do the same by consuming berries and dispersing seeds far from the parent tree. In some regions, bats are responsible for most forest regeneration after fires or logging. Birds ensure diversity by spreading seeds across landscapes. Every flutter of wings plays a role in renewing forests, allowing them to expand, recover, and endure. Some birds guide humans to hidden honey. In parts of Africa, people share a remarkable partnership with honey guide birds. These birds actively lead humans to wild beehives hidden deep within forests. Calling to attract attention, the bird flies ahead, stopping periodically to ensure it is being followed. Once humans harvest the honey, the bird feeds on the wax and larvae left behind. This cooperation has existed for thousands of years. It is one of the few known cases where wild animals and humans communicate intentionally for mutual benefit, revealing forests as places not only of survival, but of alliance. The Amazon contains more species than any other forest on Earth. Covering millions of square kilometers, the Amazon is home to more than 16,000 tree species and countless animals, insects, and fungi. Scientists estimate that 1 in every 10 known species lives there. Each layer of the forest adds its own dimension of life, from monkeys and birds in the canopy to jaguars, snakes, and insects below. Even after centuries of study, new species are discovered regularly. The Amazon is not just a forest. It is a living archive of biodiversity. Some forests remain almost completely unexplored. Despite satellites and modern mapping, parts of the world's forests remain largely untouched. Deep regions of the Congo Basin, isolated valleys of the Amazon, and dense forests of Papua New Guinea are still rarely visited by scientists. These places likely hold thousands of undiscovered species. To the outside world, they remain blank spaces where life continues unseen and unrecorded. They remind us that mystery still exists on Earth. Some forests grow on floating vegetation. In wetlands and floodplains, forests sometimes rise atop thick mats of intertwined roots and soil. Trees grow on these floating islands, drifting slowly with currents and wind. Known as floating meadows, these ecosystems support birds, fish, and countless plants. Walking on them feels soft and unsteady, as though the land itself is breathing. They blur the boundary between forest and water, existing in constant motion. Forests can exist beneath the ocean's surface. Underwater kelp forests stretch upward from the seafloor, forming dense canopies much like land forests. These towering algae provide shelter, food, and shade for fish, sea otters, and countless marine species. Kelp forests are among the most productive ecosystems on Earth, protecting coastlines and supporting fisheries. Though made of algae rather than trees, they mirror forests on land so closely that they are often considered their oceanic counterparts. Some forests grow on active volcanoes. On the slopes of volcanoes in places like Indonesia and Costa Rica, forests thrive on mineral-rich volcanic soil. Though threatened by eruptions, ashfall, and lava, these landscapes are incredibly fertile. After eruptions, plants are often the first to return, sending roots into cooling rock. Over time, forests reclaim the land, turning destruction into renewal. These forests exist on the edge of danger, embodying resilience and rebirth. Some forests have shaped humanity's darkest stories. Germany's Black Forest is known for its towering trees, deep shadows, and mist-filled valleys. For centuries, its atmosphere stirred human imagination. The Brothers Grimm drew inspiration from these dense woods when collecting folk tales filled with wolves, witches, and children lost among the trees. What felt threatening and mysterious to humans was, for the wildlife within, simply home. The Black Forest reminds us that forests shape not only ecosystems, but also myths, fears, and wonder, becoming landscapes of both imagination and reality. Ancient forests have been preserved in stone for hundreds of millions of years. Long before humans existed, forests covered vast regions of the earth. In some places, these ancient forests were slowly transformed into stone. Petrified forests found in regions like Arizona, Argentina, and Antarctica are formed when minerals replace organic material, preserving trunks down to the finest details of bark and growth rings. These stone forests offer a glimpse into prehistoric ecosystems, revealing species that vanished long ago. Walking among them feels like stepping into frozen time, where growth paused but memory remained. Forests are expanding again in some parts of the world. While deforestation remains a serious concern, not all forests are shrinking. In parts of Europe, North America, and China, forest cover is increasing. Abandoned farmland is slowly being reclaimed by trees, and large-scale reforestation projects are restoring green cover to degraded landscapes. These younger forests may lack the complexity of ancient ones, but over time they attract wildlife, rebuild soil, and store carbon. They are signs of recovery, showing that given space and patience, forests can return. In some regions, forests are growing where deserts once spread. Across parts of Africa, Asia, and the Middle East, trees are being planted to halt desertification. In northern China, massive reforestation efforts aim to slow the advance of the Gobi Desert. In the Sahel region of Africa, communities are restoring native trees that thrive in dry conditions, helping bring back shade, water retention, and fertile soil. These emerging forests may be young, but they prove that even the driest landscapes can change. Some of the world's rarest forests exist only on small islands. Scattered across oceans are forests found nowhere else on Earth. The cloud forests of Hawaii, the dragon blood tree groves of Socotra, and the palm forests of the Seychelles evolved in isolation, producing species found nowhere else. Because these forests are limited in size, even small disturbances can have dramatic effects. Yet their rarity makes them biological treasures, living museums of evolution. The smallest forests on Earth can be only a few trees wide. Not all forests stretch endlessly across continents. Some exist as small clusters of trees growing in valleys, along rivers, or on isolated hills. Despite their size, these miniature forests support birds, insects, and mammals, acting as vital refuges in open landscapes. Even the smallest forest can store carbon, regulate water, and protect soil. They remind us that a forest's value is not measured by its size, but by its function. Isolation creates forests filled with unique life. Forests separated by oceans, mountains, or rivers often evolve species found nowhere else. Madagascar's forests shelter lemurs and baobabs unlike any others. Australia's eucalyptus forests support marsupials shaped by millions of years of isolation. Even small forest patches can harbor rare plants and insects that exist nowhere beyond their borders. Each forest becomes a laboratory of evolution, crafting life specific to its place. Forests can signal changes in weather before they arrive. Forests respond to subtle shifts in humidity, pressure, and temperature. Changes in leaf chemistry insect behavior, and flowering patterns can hint at approaching rain or drought. Indigenous cultures have long read these signals, recognizing bird calls or blooming cycles as signs of coming storms. Forests are living barometers, sensing change before humans do. Forests at night can be louder than cities. When darkness falls, many forests grow louder, not quieter. Frogs call, insects hum, owls hunt, and mammals move through undergrowth. In tropical forests, nighttime soundscapes can rival or exceed the noise of busy streets. These layered sounds are not chaos. They are communication, territory marking, and survival unfolding through sound. Forest soundscapes shift from dawn to night. Morning brings bird songs greeting the sun. As the day warms, insects take over with steady hums. Rain may drum on leaves in the afternoon. At dusk, frogs begin calling, joined by nocturnal creatures after nightfall. Each species occupies its own acoustic space, ensuring its voice is heard. The forest speaks in cycles, its rhythm measured not in silence, but in sound. Insects provide the constant music of forests. Cicadas, crickets, and countless other insects create an ongoing chorus that defines forest life. Some emerge in synchronized waves, filling landscapes with sound loud enough to carry for miles. These calls attract mates and confuse predators. For humans, they become the heartbeat of warm nights. Without them, forests would feel strangely empty. Some forests preserve clues to life's earliest evolution. Certain ancient forests hold genetic lineages stretching back hundreds of millions of years. Plants known as living fossils still grow today much as they did in prehistoric times. These forests link modern ecosystems to ancient ones, carrying evolutionary memory in leaves, spores, and seeds. They are not only alive in the present, but rooted deeply in the past. The roots of forests can stretch for miles underground. Beneath the soil, roots interlace into vast networks, strengthened by fungi that connect tree to tree. This underground web allows forests to share water, nutrients, and warning signals. A forest is not a collection of individuals, but a connected community, bound together below ground as tightly as above. Some forest trees create their own insect repellents. Many trees produce natural chemicals that deter insects from feeding on their leaves. Eucalyptus releases aromatic oils. Pines ooze sticky resin that traps invaders. These chemical defenses are so effective that humans use them in essential oils and medicines. Every forest breeze carries not just scent, but protection. Trees can warn each other of danger. When animals begin feeding on certain trees, chemical signals are released into the air. Nearby trees detect these signals and increase bitter compounds in their leaves, making them less appealing. Entire groves can coordinate defenses, responding together rather than alone. Forests behave less like collections of trees and more like living organisms. Trees can even support injured neighbors. Through underground networks, healthy trees sometimes send sugars and nutrients to damaged or dying ones. Even stumps without leaves have been found alive for centuries, sustained by surrounding trees. Forests prioritize collective stability, showing cooperation at a scale once thought impossible for plants. Forests are often called the lungs of the planet, but they do far more. They regulate rainfall, cool temperatures, stabilize soil, and support biodiversity. They influence climate across continents and sustain countless forms of life. Forests are not just parts of Earth's systems. They are systems in themselves. Trees record centuries of climate history in their rings. Each growth ring reflects a year of rainfall and temperature. By studying these rings, scientists reconstruct ancient climates, droughts, and volcanic eruptions. Trees are living archives, storing the memory of Earth's past inside their trunks. Forests shape Earth's climate more than we realize. Beyond carbon storage, forests influence cloud formation, rainfall, and temperature. Cutting them down disrupts these systems. Forests are not passengers in climate change. They are drivers of balance. Forests may cool the planet more than once believed. Through water vapor release and cloud creation, forests provide large-scale cooling. In a warming world, they are among Earth's strongest allies. Every forest is both ancient and new. Old trees stand beside fresh saplings. Ancient soil supports future growth. Forests are archives and frontiers at once, holding the past while creating the future. Forests still hide mysteries. New species are discovered every year. Fungal networks, plant communication, and climate roles are still being uncovered. Forests remain as mysterious as deep oceans or outer space. Some trees bleed red sap. In certain regions, trees release vivid red resin when cut. The dragon blood tree is the most famous example. What appears eerie is simply a defense mechanism, sealing wounds and protecting against infection. Some rainforest trees grow taller than the Statue of Liberty. Rising above the canopy, these giants host entire communities in their branches and store immense amounts of carbon. Standing beneath one inspires awe, not unlike gazing up at a living skyscraper. The largest tree by volume outweighs dozens of blue whales. The General Sherman tree contains more than 1,000 cubic meters of wood. It is not the tallest or oldest, but it is the largest by sheer mass, a monument of slow, steady growth. Bamboo can grow nearly a meter in a single day. Its speed allows rapid regeneration and makes it one of the world's most renewable resources. Bamboo forests stabilize soil, support wildlife, and grow with remarkable efficiency. Forests reshape landscapes over millennia. Roots break rock into soil. Leaves create fertile ground. Rain is guided, rivers are shaped, and barren land becomes lush. These changes happen slowly, but their impact is immense. The Amazon River was once a swampy forest. Before becoming a river, the basin was filled with wetlands and trees. Over time, water carved its path, shaping the forest that remains today. Some forests live with seasonal floods. Trees adapt to months underwater, forming ecosystems that shift between land and river. Life here thrives on change. Forests once covered nearly all of Earth. Ancient global forests shaped the atmosphere, producing oxygen-rich air and supporting giant life forms. Over time, climates shifted, but the legacy remains. Forests will outlast most human structures. Cities crumble, trees return. Forests measure time in millennia, not centuries. Forests remind us that life is fragile and fierce. They can be destroyed quickly, yet endure across ice ages and empires. A seed can become a giant if given time. As our journey through the forests of Earth comes to a close, I hope you felt the calm of walking beneath their canopies, even if only in imagination. From towering redwoods to hidden fungal networks, forests reveal how vast and interconnected life truly is. They are ancient and new, fragile and powerful, mysterious and familiar. Forests are never far. Every breath, every sip of water, every heartbeat carries their influence. They are the memory of our planet and its hope for the future. If you enjoyed this journey, you're welcome to like and subscribe to the Sleepy Science channel, or leave a gentle thought in the comments. Each small action helps another sleepy soul find their way here. But for now, there is nothing more to do. Let your breathing soften. Let your body grow heavy. Let the quiet presence of forests linger in your mind like a green canopy sheltering you from the day. Sleep comes easily when we let go. Tomorrow will wait. Tonight belongs to stillness. Good night.